Hello there, my name is Chuck, and I help accountants to launch their own analytics platforms in 24 hours or less. So if you run an accounting firm or a bookkeeping practice, or maybe a fractional CFO service, and you work with e-commerce clients, and maybe if your monthly reporting process feels a little bit too manual, or if clients are consistently asking reactive questions, or maybe you're just looking to grow high margin advisory revenue at your firm, then I think you're going to get a lot out of this video. Because in the next 8 minutes or so, I'm going to show you how to launch your own branded client dashboard without building software, hiring developers, or even increasing your headcount. So I'm going to show you how real firms are actually already winning with this approach. For a couple of examples, Basha and Basha was able to double their client base without adding any staff after implementing a cloud client portal. Project Alfred, which is a virtual CFO firm, reported 20 to 40 hours in saved time per month by automating dashboards and reporting workflows. And another firm scaled revenue 400% over 3 years with systematic client dashboards. So there's a clear pattern emerging here, and it's that professional firms that productize their clients' infrastructure scale faster. Now, at this point, you may have a reasonable question, which is, why exactly does this work so well? And I think the answer is simple. These firms were able to grow because they helped their clients grow, and they used software as the infrastructure to drive that growth. So we're not just talking about a generic file sharing client portal here. We're talking about a real-time financial and performance dashboard that becomes a part of your client's daily workflow. Now, a tool like that actually promotes data-driven decision-making for the business owner and sparks advisory conversations that A, you can bill them for, and B, that actually help your clients to scale efficiently. And I'm not just guessing when I say that. We first built this dashboard to scale up 6 of our own e-commerce brands, and then we released it to over 1,200 e-com brand operators who used it to drive results like Vogue and Vibes, who grew revenue 1,400% year over year, or Spidey Face, who 10x'd their traffic and grew to over $2.5 million in sales. So we know that this thing works, and now you can offer this exact same infrastructure under your own branding. And in case you're wondering what this thing looks like, we have things like an automated P&L report, because in addition to the e-commerce platforms, we integrate with marketing platforms and QuickBooks and Xero. We have management level KPI dashboards like this that show how data is trending over time. All of it's customizable, by the way. And we even have what we call power grids, which are these web-based spreadsheets that let you dig in to the granular details of your client's data. But let me clarify something. As you can see, this is not really just another spreadsheet template or reporting process. It's not just another SaaS subscription that your clients are going to ignore. It's not a tool that you have to master in any way. And it's definitely not a custom software project that's going to drag on for a year. What it is a turnkey, fully white labeled, proven financial and analytics dashboard branded as your firm's own portal. It's kind of like Power BI or Tableau or NetSuite, except you get to launch it as your own product. And so instead of sending static monthly reports, your clients are going to log in to your platform anytime they want answers to key questions, and you become the source of truth for your clients. Now, the best part is that you don't need to hire developers or try to vibe code to do this, thankfully. You don't even need to make a big upfront investment. All you really need is a few minutes on a call with somebody from my team, and you can start seeing results very quickly. And so if this sounds interesting already, I'll just stop and say, feel free to use the link below, book a call, and we'll just chat about it. But I want to give you some more context here because, even if you don't work with us, and I fully acknowledge that we are not a fit for every single firm, at least by viewing this video, I want you to understand why I think this is so important. And hopefully you can learn something from this video that helps you grow your business. So a little background on me is that I spent about 10 years working as a tech consultant for enterprise clients, designing and implementing workflow automation software. In my spare time, though, I kind of caught the entrepreneurial bug and I started 6 e-commerce brands. Now, some of those failed spectacularly and others did reasonably well. But through that process, I got tired of having to log into like 6 Shopify sites and 6 Amazon accounts and all of the advertising platforms and other tools that I was using to manage those businesses. And so I had this idea for a centralized e-commerce dashboard, and that's why I started this company, Boardroom. And as I mentioned, we were able to serve over 1,200 e-commerce brands with that product, and we just started offering it on a white label basis to accountants. Now, I bring all this up because I learned some very important and I think relevant lessons along the way. First of all, from my days working as a enterprise level tech consultant, I learned that those clients, all of them, every single one of them, shell out hundreds of thousands of dollars a year for management level dashboards. Now, the software companies that provide those dashboards are very sticky, right? They get entrenched at their clients, they offer tons of value to key decision makers, and churn as a result is very, very low. But from running e-commerce brands and serving over 1,200 brands with my software platform, I learned that by contrast, smaller companies don't usually use those management level dashboards. In fact, data management is basically chaos, right? People are working from spreadsheets or PDFs or email attachments. Now, I probably don't even need to go over the problems with this model to a numbers person like you, but I mean, brands just struggle, right? With poor visibility, low understanding of their most important metrics, just a top line revenue focus while ignoring profitability. And as a result, let's face it, bad decision making. And so my sort of aha moment was this: accountants who already have a financial relationship with these companies should be offering their e-commerce clients enterprise level management dashboards so that they can add as much value as a Fortune 500 SaaS level consulting firm. Now, if all of that makes sense and you kind of see the value proposition there, I want to provide a little bit more value to tell you how to put this into place. And essentially, you have 3 options. Number 1 is to do it yourself, right? You could go ahead and build a software platform these days. Could be tempting with kind of the new vibe coding atmosphere that we find ourselves in. But I'm going to assume that you don't want to go down this route to take on the complexity and expense in launching your own analytics platform for e-commerce brands. If you do want to go down that path, please reach out to us. This is what we do every single day, so I'm happy to offer a couple of pointers on that. Second is what we call the duct tape method. Now, this is where you sort of stitch together multiple, maybe free tools into some sort of reporting process or dashboard for your clients. Now, this might be free. In most cases, you are going to have to pay, but it comes with some significant downsides. There's often data inconsistencies and a lag time between, for example, when a sale happens and when that data appears in the dashboard. Clients are still having to log in to multiple third-party tools, and as a result, those are not branded as your agency. And so this is not really something that you can justify charging clients to access on the one hand, and it's not really going to drive advisory conversations and the billable hours that come with those in the same way that a real-time branded analytics platform would. And that takes us to the third option, which is, in my opinion, the best option, and that's to white label an existing platform. Now, by contrast, this model is fast, it's scalable, it should be fully branded if it's a good platform. It could be free to launch like Boardroom is, and there's a really quick path to ROI because it doesn't come with this long software implementation project. Now, you essentially get all of the benefits of being a software company without the technical headaches. So, for example, Boardroom handles all client training, tech setup, onboarding, customizations, support, all that stuff that you don't want to deal with. So I want you to imagine that instead of sending monthly PDFs and reacting to client questions, clients are logging into your own platform on your website with your branding every single day. They see their numbers clearly. They understand their margins. They feel supported by you. and they rely on your infrastructure and monthly advisory calls fueled by a software platform that they associate with your brand. So instead of fighting for fees with this model, you're positioned as their strategic partner who built their financial command center. So if that resonates at all, if that's something you're looking for, I'd encourage you just to book a 15-minute consultation with somebody from my team. We'll see if this is a good fit for you, and we can get you started in 24 hours or less. Thanks for watching. See you on the inside.